Devote yourself to things that bring meaning to your life. This video addresses one of the eternal questions in life. What advice would you give someone who wants to improve, stay on track, or grow? Forge an identity in this world and make something of themselves. And that's what I've come up with. The word devotion is something that I find very interesting and that you don't hear much anymore, but it resonates with me. I guess you hear it in a sort of like a romantic connotation, like I'm devoted to you, I'm hopelessly devoted to you, things like that. But to me, it resonates with me in the context of what we need to do to continue on the path of improvement. And so often what happens is that you hear people sort of give a 1 or 2 word response to the question, what type of advice would you give somebody in life? And it's like, well, stay consistent or be disciplined or find inspiration from people who inspire you. And it all sounds great. And it's great advice, but you hear a lot about consistency in the right context. It's fantastic, but in the wrong context, it's not so great. So an example would be, say you were addicted to something that would be detrimental to your health, whether it be physical, emotional, or mental, and would contribute to the downfall of you. Well, the one thing you can always say is, well, at least they were consistent, so it doesn't work in that context. And I think that what happens with a lot of people is they kind of get stuck when they hear these words, and because they think to themselves, well, what should I do? Okay, discipline. Discipline to me is something that I equate with sacrifice, right? So I'm going to start getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning because lots of people who are disciplined get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. But if you're not getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning with purpose and with some sort of a direction, then you might as well stay in bed and sleep, because the sleep will do you better than just waking up and twiddling your thumbs. But if you do get up at 4 in the morning and you put in like a good 2 or 3 hours of deep work from 4 to 7, well, there you go. Then that consistency is working for you. The discipline is working for you. But again, how do we arrive at what we should be consistent at, what we should be disciplined at, and should we take inspiration from? All those things kind of get convoluted and contribute to a lot of people just giving up. And so I've been thinking long and hard about this, and what I've concluded is that, especially for me, there are 3 things, 3 pillars, if you will, that have contributed to me continuing on this quest for self-improvement. And it goes kind of back to when I was a kid and I was in school, from grade school through high school, and one of the things that would bring people together, so to speak, in our school and in our community was education. Like, we all liked going to school, and we all liked being in school, and we all liked learning. Another sort of pillar would be music. I went to a very, very diverse school, and our neighborhood was pretty diverse, and so I was fortunate to be exposed to lots of different types of music. And so one of the things that I loved was learning about different styles of music and different types of music, and in turn, helping my fellow classmates and friends learn about music that I liked. So we have education, we have music, and the 3rd pillar is physical fitness. And so, we'd all be hanging out, we'd be talking about school, we'd be helping each other with our homework, we'd be talking about music. Friends of mine were musicians. Some of them are very, very good musicians now, very, very top musicians, professionals who tour all over the world with big artists. And physical fitness, we had a lot of really good athletes that grew up in our neighborhood and went to school with us. And so what that contributed to was an open-mindedness where we would learn from each other. We would help each other, and we would work out and exercise together. And so through that open-mindedness, we were exposed to so many different things that became the spark and the catalyst for just what I verbalized at the beginning of this video, which was devoting yourself to things that bring meaning to your life. So it becomes a little bit more understandable, no less difficult, but more understandable when you have these things to choose from and these sort of parameters and pillars, if you will. Some of the other things that I found was just getting out and having face-to-face social interactions is a big help. That's why I love working out in Central Park. I regret not pursuing certain physical activities, music, or subjects in school when I was younger. For example, my first love of physical fitness was bodybuilding. So when pumping iron came out in 1973, I regretted not pursuing it. I suppose bodybuilding was right. His kids and friends focused on weightlifting, aiming for strength, fame, and movie roles at the expense of other sports and activities. I didn't play baseball or basketball or football or do any of these things because I thought that bodybuilding was so closed off my mind to other things, not a good thing. So I would hear the same thing from guidance counselors too, on the subject of all. On a related subject, they talk about, and you're the future leaders, right? But once again, it's kind of going back to like someone giving you the advice of you need discipline or you need to be consistent. Yeah, it's all well and good. And it sounds good, but no one ever elaborated on those things. No one ever said, you were the future leaders, you kids. And here, I'm going to tell you how. Here's the path to become a good leader. Here's how you can become a good leader. Okay, there's college, there's the military, there's trade school. There's all these things, and no one ever discussed these things with us. And it was so funny because I would sit there And I feel like your very title is guidance counselor. Shouldn't you be guiding us? And it didn't seem to work that way when we were kids. But so once again, guys, devote yourself to things that bring meaning to your life, that bring purpose to your life. Education is very important. Good teachers inspire students to self-educate outside of formal education. This is the key to success in education. For example, if you love biology, you can use the library or your phone to learn more about it. Self-education, its music is very important too, because music is a unifier. Music brings people together, and it's a happy thing, music. And it's also a really good subject to help organize and order your mind as well, especially if you learn how to read music. From what I understand, I don't know how to read music, but one of my objectives this year is to learn to play an instrument. And so I will keep you guys updated on that. And the third thing is physical fitness. These things make us feel good. These things bring us together in the park. Oftentimes, there will be someone who's really good at calisthenics who may be in college or high school, and they're over there instructing a hedge fund manager. And so that's the beauty of these pillars, right? It's people coming together, learning from each other with an open mind. And then once you kind of figure out what you like and what you're good at, then devote more time to those things, and you will be successful. You will be successful. So I hope I shed a little bit of light on kind of the whole world of buzzword and platitudes. But they all start to make sense once you figure out what gives your life meaning. All of a sudden, the words like discipline, the words like inspiration, conscientiousness, consistency, they all start to make sense because they go hand in hand with devoting yourself to things that bring your life meaning. So I hope this video was somewhat helpful to you guys. This is just me speaking off the top of my head. I just really wanted to talk about this while it was fresh in my mind, while it was still there. And I love all you guys. I really appreciate all the support and the love and the comments, the good ones, the bad ones, the indifferent ones. Keep them all coming. And I guess I'm supposed to say this, I hate to do this, but don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video around, guys. It really helps out a lot. It doesn't cost anything. Right now I sound like a typical YouTuber, but anyway, you guys, love you all, and I will talk to you in the next video.